we covered the Richard Ramirez Night Stalker case about as well as anyone has ever done it. We toured the sites of the murders. We were there where he was arrested. We were at the Greyhound station. We were at the booking sheriff's department where he was taken to after being arrested. And he stayed there. And he stayed there during his crimes in 1985. All right. So to me, that's one of the most chilling, famous aspects of the Cecil Hotel. And Kato, I don't know if you know this, but he stayed in the same room most of the time. It was room 319. And then that became like a tourist spot for people, kind of a macabre place where people would go. Amy, here's a quiz for you. Guess how much the room rate for Richard Ramirez was back in 1985 when he would stay there?
$23.
That's a good guess. It was between $14 and $20 a night.
Okay.
All right. And that gets you a bed, a shower, a bathroom.
Well,
you can at least survive.
Yeah, but that's
there,
not
right?
in the room. That's down the hall. If he had gotten a bathroom, he would have been probably 23.
Oh, so in other words, it's almost like dormitory style where there's
it's
hallway
like an
bathrooms.
a la carte
Oh my
plan.
God.
Yeah. So
that makes it even worse.
Yep.
Right? I mean, if you're staying there, you're probably not expecting. If you can't afford that extra $7 for the shower, maybe you're just better off not going.
Tom, that's a great thing. Room 319. And I think, what's the maintenance man? His name?
Pedro.
I would think Pedro had encounters with him no matter what.
I asked him about that because that was a real highlight. Even before the Elisa Lam incident, people would come to the hotel because of the Ramirez, rumor that he stayed there. And nobody seemed to know exactly where he had stayed. It had been a long time ago. Pedro said he might have seen him, but he wasn't sure, So I believe that he probably did stay there, but there really isn't a lot of information through the years of what that was like when he was there.
Yeah, Tom, I would also think that the Hotel Cecil, Amy would know the answer. I wonder if that's a place that's got like high occupancy just for that Halloween weekend, just for the scare factor.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Or, Kato, we were in Rome this summer and we stayed at the Hotel Eden, which is a great hotel. And they have a wall of fame, basically, of all the famous people that stayed there. You name a famous celebrity from Frank Sinatra, Leo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Princess Di, Jackie Onassis, you name anybody, their pictures on there. Could you imagine at the Cecil Hotel if you were to start putting up the pictures of the nefarious folks that have stayed there over the years? That you could almost turn it into a museum. And back to Ramirez, he would actually leave trophies in that room. And remember, Tom Lang told us all about trophies, where they take something from the victim, maybe from the home or whatever, or a piece of clothing or a piece of jewelry. He would leave them in the room. And they also said that they would find he would come there after the murders. So there would be DNA, blood, in the room at the Cecil Hotel. Did they talk about him? Was he kind of the OG of the creeps that actually stayed there?
No, truly wasn't even really ever brought up. Is more brought up from people that are coming in and have heard that is the case, but the staff never talked about it. And then sometimes people would ask me if I'd see him, and I'm thinking, we're not even close in the same age. That happened in the 80s,